violence and other kind of violence.
Get away! I could be at work, at school, in my car, and I can still get shot by the police. But I can get shot anywhere.
So it is what it is.
What's good, YouTube? It's the Black Gen Z Mindset. Make sure you go ahead and like, comment, share, subscribe. Let's get into the video.
Tuesday night, I'm Shari Williams. The big story on Action News tonight is breaking news. The city's unrelenting gun violence, yet another example tonight with shots fired inside of a West Oak Lane store. One person was killed in the gunfire. Action News reporter George Solis working the story tonight, joining us now live outside of Philadelphia Police Headquarters with what we know this hour. George.
Shari, police said the murder victim in this case does appear to be the intended target. The details are harrowing. The shooter not opening fire once, but twice.
Dang. So you can't even go to the store in Philly. Super Gremlins are on go everywhere.
There was heartbreak and anger tonight in West Oak Lane. Philadelphia police were on the scene of a brutal murder at this busy convenience store in the 2100 block of 72nd Avenue. According to investigators, a 30-year-old man inside the store was violently gunned down by a suspect who entered the store just before 7 tonight.
Clearly, this 30-year-old victim was the intended target.
Authorities said security cameras inside and outside the store provided investigators with a good look at the gunman.
And if you notice on the door of the convenience store, it says no masks, no service. So if anybody walks in the store fully masked with these poo shiesty masks, you're not going to be looked at as weird or nothing, okay? They're going to feel like that's normal. And this is a problem, how the politics of the pandemic has contributed to increasing the crime.
Who police said appeared to be wearing a Nike hooded sweatshirt, track pants, and Nike sneakers. At least 14 shots were fired. About 10 other people were inside the store. 6 of them were employees.
Hold on, so what was he wearing?
Police said appeared to be wearing a Nike hooded sweatshirt, track pants, and Nike sneakers.
Nike down to the feet. You know what I mean? These super gremlins be fly. These super gremlins be fly. That can't be poverty, because Nike sweatpants, 65, easy. The whole suit, 150. So if you got 150 on, and not to even mention the shoes, you had some Nike kicks, that's at least 150. So it can't be poverty. Poverty can't be the reason why he pulled up and blasted this dude.
At least 14 shots were fired. About 10 other people were inside the store. 6 of them were employees and the rest customers, most of whom were taken to homicide for questioning.
Most of the spent shell casings are just feet, and some are just inches away from where this victim is laying. So clearly the shooter, which is caught on camera, walked right up to this individual and fired multiple shots.
Wow. This one's caught on camera. That's tough.
Police said most disturbing of all was what occurred after the gunman initially opened fire.
You see the shooter run towards the front door of the property, then turn around, and he runs back to the victim, who's laying on the floor of the store. And when the shooter runs back, he stands over the victim and fires a second string of shots from point blank range.
I know that video got to be crazy. I know that video got to be crazy. This was personal.
And so far, no weapon has been recovered. Police pretty hopeful that with all those cameras around, they'll quickly be able to identify that gunman. And of course, anyone with information is asked to contact police. We're live outside Philadelphia Police Headquarters tonight. George Solis for Action News at 10 on PHL 17. Shari.
All right, let's hope police make progress. George, thank you.
A family terrorized tonight when bullets were suddenly fired into their home here in Kensington. Fortunately, the 4 people inside, including 2 children, were not injured. But outside on the street, another shooting death. another teenager shot and killed.
Wow. Philadelphia is not letting up at all. That's why, I keep bringing so many stories, and the Philadelphia videos are longer than the other ones, as you guys can see, because there's so much here. There's so much here, and it's not getting any shine. Not getting any coverage. It's like it's not even happening.
It is Monday night. I'm Rick Williams, and the big story on Action News is deadly gunfire in a Kensington neighborhood and the barrage of bullets forcing a family to run for cover. A 16-year-old victim was shot on the street and later died at Temple University Hospital. And Action News reporter George Solis has the full story tonight.
An investigation into the shooting death of that 16-year-old is now underway. Why gunmen may have also targeted a home is a question investigators are also hoping to answer. It was just after 6:30 tonight when police patrol heard gunshots in the area of 2600 North Hutchinson Street. When police arrived, they found a 16-year-old teen laying on the sidewalk unresponsive. They say he was shot multiple times all over his body. Police rushed him to Temple Hospital, where he was pronounced dead. Police said multiple shots were fired, and it appears a rifle may have been used.
Based on ballistic evidence, we know at least 20 shots were fired. We found 20.
This guy, Scott Small, he's got to be the most overworked chief in the country. I mean, this guy, he deserves a promotion. He is on these streets all day, every day, dealing with these super gremlins.
20 spent shell casings from 2 separate caliber semi-automatic weapons.
Additionally, police said they found a home on the block that had also been shot up at least 10 times. Inside that home on the first floor, a 2- and 3-year-old boy and girl who were asleep on a couch.
Wow. So these dudes don't even care. They willing to shoot into a house where small children, toddlers, are sleeping. And I really got people in the comments section talking about, why you call them super gremlins? Why you can't let up on super gremlins? Are you talking about these black kids? Are you must hate yourself. You must have some a gripe with black men. Bruh, I am a black man. And nobody's calling this out. So if there were more people calling it out and saying something about it, then maybe I wouldn't have to, but there aren't. So it's something that needs to be done. Some type of highlight needs to be put on this situation. And, it is what it is, man.
Police said there was also a 64-year-old bedridden woman inside. On the second floor, police said there were 2 17- and 14-year-old teen brothers, all of them narrowly escaping being struck by gunfire. Police believe the 16-year-old may have been the target. They also have video from the neighborhood showing the gunman getting out of a white-colored sedan before the shooting started.
So we had a house full of people where at least 10 bullets went into that property through windows on both floors, first floor and second floor, and the property was crowded, and none of them were struck by gunfire.
Wow. Look at God. That's crazy. Because he dumped 10 shots into the home.
Police do believe the people in that home are related. They are now at homicide being questioned. Their relationship to that 16-year-old is also unknown at this time. Police did note they found some ballistics in that home. Needless to say, many questions left to be answered as this investigation unfolds. Outside Temple University Hospital, George Solis, Channel 6, Action News.
Police arrest a driver who shot a thief trying to steal his car. It happened near 58th and Cobbs Creek Parkway in southwest Philadelphia Tuesday morning. Investigators say the suspect died after he drove away from the scene in his own car and crashed into a school bus. The victim was charged for not having a license.
Dang. So this dude, he doesn't have a license to carry. He's defending his vehicle. And he ends up killing the would-be super gremlin carjacker. And now he's getting charged because he doesn't have a license. I mean, that sucks. That sucks. Hopefully he can lawyer up, get a low bail. get back out here on the street so he can provide for his family, because it looks like he was just, you know, defending himself. But man, something's got to change.
For the gun that he used to shoot the suspect, he was not injured.
A Philadelphia family desperate for answers surrounding the mysterious disappearance of their mother. About 2 weeks ago, they went to her home to check on her. She wasn't there. Instead, they found the body of a roommate, and their mom is still missing.
Dang. Woo, that is crazy. We got a mother missing, roommate dead. You can only imagine what's going on in this woman's head if she's still alive, bro.
Our Joanne Pileggi live at police headquarters tonight. Joanne.
Hey, Jason. Good evening, everyone. Half of this case solved, but what else might police find? Cops arrested a man for murder, but then there's a missing woman from that same building in North Philadelphia. Her children are desperate for answers, fearing what they might find out.
We just want to know, like, where she at, what happened, why she been missing all this time.
On that Tuesday, in the morning about 9:30, I talked to her on the phone.
And that's the last time Jamila Ezell spoke to her mother, 59-year-old Kim Darlene Ezell. And when Jamila and her brother Jamal went to their mother's home the next day, Darlene wasn't there, but they made a gruesome discovery in a back room of the apartment she rented.
Imagine that, bro. You go to your mama's crib and you find her roommate dead. And just look at the scenery in Philly. Look at the streets, man. It is rough out here. It's rough.
We went in the back. We saw the guy with no clothes on. He was shut in the storage, like it's like a room in back of the kitchen. He was shut inside of there.
They called police and told them what they knew. Jamila says her mom had rented a room to the victim, who was now dead, and her mother was nowhere to be found. Her phone went unanswered, and there was no sign that debit or credit cards were used.
Yeah, I'm very worried because, yeah, that's the thought that she might have been in the house when the guy came in, and maybe he hurt her too.
Jamila and her brother have posted flyers in the neighborhood hoping for something. It's been 2 long, agonizing weeks.
I'm actually confused. We don't know what to make of it.
In the meantime, police announced they made an arrest in the murder of the 78-year-old man found dead in the apartment. 30-year-old Walter Hurd Jr.
Dang. Got him. Walter Hurd Jr. The super gremlin of the hour. Can't make it up, bruh. You can't make this up. And this is happening all over the place. Buddy stripped the man down, shot him. In what order he did this, we don't know. And now these 2 grown adults are looking for their mother. It's crazy.
8-year-old man found dead in the apartment. 30-year-old Walter Hurd Jr. was charged with murder, aggravated assault, and robbery. Detectives still don't know what happened to Darlene Ezell.
There's a lot of people out looking for her, a lot. When I say a lot, like we everywhere.
I've seen her in like 2 weeks. Sorry? I said she used to come in here every day, and it's really a shame like what happened because she's a really good person.
She's the grandmom, and she got a big family, and everybody's just worrying about her whereabouts and where she at.
Flyers that her children have put up around North Philadelphia. Police have now put Darlene Ezell on a missing persons list. If you have seen her or have any information, contact Philadelphia Police.
Well, Buddy gotta know what's going on, or maybe one of his homies, but it don't look like he's talking. So, sheesh.
We're live at police headquarters. Joanne Pileggi, Fox 29 News. Back to you in the studio.
Thank you, Joanne.
We are following a developing story in Old City in Philadelphia. Police say a 31-year-old woman has been beaten to death with a pipe. It happened in a commercial building on the 300 block of Chestnut Street, just above Budokan Restaurant. Sources are telling Action News they believe the motive was a dispute over rent.
Wow. Wow. Well, I mean, we got one for poverty. Because this example, you can literally say, yo, this one's about money. This one's about not having enough money. Maybe the landlord raising rents. Or maybe this is just a property manager who had to relate that message. That's tough. That's tough.
A suspect is in custody. Action News crews are on the scene. They are gathering the latest details, and we ask you to join Action News tonight at 11. We'll have the full story.
And now this, a frightening attack in Philadelphia's Old City leaves a woman dead. It happened in a shared office space near 3rd and Chestnut. Eyewitness News reporter Alicia Roberts is at the scene right now with the story. Alicia?
Yuki, good evening. That's right. The crime scene unit arrived here within the last hour or so, and we're waiting for an official update from Chief Inspector Scott Small, who I just spoke with on the phone. He is on his way to the scene as we speak right now. I want to step aside and let you take a look. This is a shared office space on the 300 block of Chestnut Street. Police are still on scene. There's a trail of blood in the office lobby and a pillow out front. Still waiting to learn a
That's wild.
lot of details of exactly what happened here. A worker on the 8th floor tells me it was one of his female colleagues who died this afternoon and that the attack happened at her desk by someone else who also worked on the floor. Philadelphia police do say around 2:15 they first received this call. A 31-year-old female was assaulted by a 48-year-old man. He was armed with a pipe.
Wow. This super gremlin beat this woman down with a whole pipe. This is like, you know, the game Clue. You know, it was the maintenance man with the pipe in the lobby at 2:30 p.m. This is, the truth is stranger than fiction, boy, for real.
Someone on the floor says they saw blood at that woman's desk. She was taken to Jefferson Hospital where she died from her injuries shortly after 3 o'clock this afternoon. Now, that worker on the floor who I talked with also tells me that security actually tackled the man who assaulted that woman here in the lobby. The police were able to pick up that person of interest at this point in time, along with that pipe that was used. Again, we are awaiting an official update from Philadelphia police, who are expected here on scene. Look for a live update tonight at 10 on CW and 11 here on CBS 3. For now, reporting live in Old City, Alicia Roberts, CBS 3 Eyewitness News.
All right, Alicia, thank you.
Gang violence and other kind of violence.
I could be at work, in school, in my car. I can still get shot by the police. I can get shot anywhere.
So it is what it is.